Before I get into the video, I feel I ought to explain why I started uploading kid videos recently. If you look early on in my channel, you'll see I had kid videos before. It was the second deck I was able to build out of the cards I pulled from my packs. At first, I was learning to play kid just to figure out how to play against it. I started to realize that this is the most brain-dead deck in the format right now. You play on curve, you control board early, you play your bombs, then you win. With Zoro, it always felt like every decision mattered. Every turn was about threading the needle to find the most optimal line of play or preemptively setting up against certain board states. With Kid, I find that I hardly have to deviate from my game plan every match. The only times you have to play differently is in the mirror. Zoro is definitely more fun to pilot, but Kid is way more consistent in OP01. I don't plan to primarily play just one leader. I originally wanted to make videos for every leader. Zoro was just really fun, so I played him a lot. Also, before I get started on the version 2 update, a few people were asking for a Discord community, so I created one. Check it out in the description. I don't really know how to use Discord, so it's literally just a place to chat for now. Alright, let's get started. Here's what our original list looked like. Our current list only has 4 cards different. I was actually kind of surprised. I understand the game a heck of a lot more now than I did when I made the first deck breakdown, but I only needed to change 4 cards. First off, we cut 2 Beppos. Since we're running 4 event counters along with Izo and Apu, I felt okay cutting 2 2k counters. We replaced them with 2 Raizo. I think sentiments are pretty divisive on Raizo, but I've liked using him. Along with Bonnie and Momo, Raizo is yet another source of repeatable card draw for this deck. What I like about Raizo is that he comes with a defendable body. Bonnie and Momo are only truly protected behind an 8-cost Kid. Any other time you rest them to draw, they usually die the turn after, since just about any card can attack over them. An early Raizo usually only has to worry about hits from the enemy leader. He's also a Wano country card, so he's searchable by Momo, and reduces the whiff chance of his draw effect. He has 1k counter too. Next, we removed 1 Basil Hawkins. I found 2 to be enough. Hawkins is good in the Kaido and Mirror matchup, but he feels bricky at 3 since he doesn't have any counter power. He's searchable by Bonnie, so he feels really good at 2. I cut the 1 Straw Sword. Honestly, this card was only good in the Mirror matchup. Straw Sword was the answer to the enemy Kid's 7-cost Kid or 5-cost Law, but I didn't like running a card that counters only 1 deck, and at 1 of, it didn't feel like including it would make any impact, so I cut it. I replaced these 2 cards with 2 starter deck killers. He's really good as a trigger and slows down aggressive decks. I really like using him with 5-cost Law to trigger twice, or even playing a Nekomamushi and then a killer right after to kill something before he can attack. He's not as good against Doflamingo decks, but that's why we kept 2 X Drake. In the end, he still has 1k counter, so he's never a dead card in hand. That pretty much sums up my version 2.0 update to my Kid deck list. I've seen other people's lists that run more of the big bombs, but I feel like that would increase the chances of breaking the early game and allowing Zoro decks to mow you down. I haven't had any issues with finding my win conditions with this list so far, so I'll keep these ratios for now. Okay, bye.